Smash Mouth Sports. I am your host, as always, Preston Bailey. Cam Vieira is with me, but what's even more exciting than all of that, the great one, Aaron Jacobson from the Pat and Aaron Show, the morning show. Aaron, how many shows do you actually have? I can't keep track.
I think I'm at 4 now. No, I'm at 2. Thank you for the intro. That was very nice of you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, appreciate it. No, I'm glad you roll with us. You know, we're a growing channel on YouTube. Feel free to hit me up at Smash TV Radio later. We're growing. So I'm very excited about that. Want to get you on for about 10 minutes. We had a little bit of a technical difficulties. I blame, of course, North Korea and all these other countries hacking in for all these other things going on. So we got Skype rocking and rolling. So let's get into it, Aaron, with the Bucks. First question I got to ask you with Bruce Arians. Do you feel confident with Bruce Arians that he's running the offense that Brady feels comfortable with? What are your thoughts on that?
I think they're still figuring each other out, right? I mean, it's a dance that we're doing here because Tom Brady was so used to playing under Bill Belichick where they got accustomed to working together for 20 years. This is a whole new thing for Tom Brady, but also an entire new thing for Bruce Arians. Has Bruce Arians worked with veteran quarterbacks with success in the league? Absolutely. We've seen him do it with Carson Palmer. But there's a sense of urgency with the name that is Tom Brady. Carson Palmer at that time, even with somewhat of a successful career, was never Tom Brady. So I think Bruce Arians is, in a way, having to adjust for the first time in his coaching career where he's adjusting to the quarterback. So I think they're finding and figuring each other out, and I think they're getting there. It's taken a lot of time, but they're getting there.
They're getting there. They're warming up for sure. Now, I got to ask you, because this risk it for the biscuit thing, I got to be honest, it's driving me crazy. All the other shows are talking about risk it for the biscuit. I'm starting to think it's making Bruce Arians look bad. I know the Bucs had a good win last week against Minnesota, but what are your just opinion on the risk it for the biscuit strategy, just all downfield? Because that's never really been Tom Brady's strength.
Can we talk about what risk it for the biscuit even is? We're risking it for why a biscuit? Are they that good? They're okay. They're not great. They're okay.
Yeah. I know for myself, I've had too many biscuits. I want less biscuits and, more. My theory about Tom Brady is he's always been, TB12, avocado toast. His style, it's very conservative, dip and dunk, manage the game. He's always, even when he had his one season of Randy Moss where he broke all kinds of records, but he's still a very disciplined anti-biscuit. My big concern with the two is just their personalities are might be clashing. That's my only concern. Where Tom Brady's like, let's run the ball more, let's go to the tight ends, and Bruce Arians is just Hail Mary, air it out.
I like it. So dip and dunk is avocado toast. I like that a lot. Yeah, no, you're right. And that's something Tom Brady, that's the adjustment we're seeing from Tom Brady here as part of that new dance that I speak of after 20 years under Bill Belichick. So it's different for him, but Tom Brady's had success throwing the ball downfield. And Bruce Arians, that's what he likes to see. He's okay with getting, a 3-play drive that results in a touchdown and it taking 1 minute. He doesn't care. So Tom Brady, Scotty Miller has worked out on the long ball for him, but he missed a wide open Chris Godwin last week. He's missed a wide open, he's fingertip Antonio Brown on a long pass. So he hasn't been able to find it yet, but anybody that thinks Tom Brady's arm is dying, they're wrong. They're mistaken. They haven't seen it. His arm's fine. It's just about the timing. That's a little off.
I got to ask you, and we'll get Cam in here. See, Cam's waiting patiently. I know he's going to give me a bare knuckle fight when we get off the air, grow a handlebar mustache like the old saloon here. But are you concerned at all about Antonio Brown? Because we've had some injuries with Evans and Godwin. I feel like Tom Brady, because they're roommates, that just adds a whole nother weird element to it. Do you worry that Antonio Brown's presence, kind of like Odell Beckham, a little bit in Cleveland, not exactly, but kind of comparable, is having a little bit of some chemistry problems?
There's such thing as too many cooks in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that this is, and that could be what we're seeing here, but I trust Tom Brady. Tom Brady's judgment and what he feels comfortable with in the offense, I trust it. And everybody
Exactly. We kind of froze up there a little bit, Aaron. Cam, this is a good time to jump in and ask a question. I think his go ahead. Sorry about that. I think you froze up there. Sorry about that. So go ahead, Cam, and ask Aaron your question. We've only got him for a couple more minutes. We appreciate him taking the time before he hits the long road to the big studios.
Well, Preston, I think you just hit on it. I think in that first game with Brown, when you guys played the Saints, they were trying to force him the ball all night long. Preston, you said many times in the pregame show, all they were showing was all the players going up to Brown, dapping him up, hugging him, trying to pump him up. These last few games, you've gone away from forcing him the ball, but like Aaron said, there is such a thing as too many cooks in the kitchen. Did you feel like you really needed Antonio Brown, or do you think that was just to appease Brady?
Probably just to appease Brady. And how's my connection? Am I working here?
It works great now. Perfect. Yeah.
I think it is mostly to appease Brady because we've heard Bruce Arians say early on, along the lines of, we're not going with Antonio Brown, paraphrasing there, of course. But if there's one thing I can say about what we've seen from Antonio, especially last week, 5 targets, 5 receptions, about 50 yards, moving the sticks. If you're averaging 10 yards, a reception, you're moving the sticks. So as long as you're not forcing 9, 10, 11 targets to him, and you keep it to 5. Now, I know there weren't many targets to go around this week. They didn't have to. But if you keep it to 5 and he catches all 5 of them and he's moving the sticks, can we really have a problem with that?
No.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, I love running the ball. I'm all for the risk it for the biscuit, Hail Mary, go crazy. When I'm playing Madden on rookie mode, I go all risk it for the biscuit, but I still like to run the ball too. So last question, Aaron, we appreciate your time. The only other thing I really want to ask you is about Bruce Arians' comments that caused a lot of heat as well. We won the game, but a lot of people were weighing on the fact that they did miss 3 field goals. They missed an extra point. Their kicker was dreadful. And he said, we can do whatever we want to do. It's almost as like, it got me thinking like when I was in middle school, we had one game where coach says, guys, their court looks terrible. It's a basketball game. They look terrible. We're going to blow this team out. And we got lost. And not only did we lose, our coach got DQ'd and kicked out of the game. Like, there's just a thing with coaches. They always say, take what the defense gives you, play with discipline, do all the right things. Are you concerned that Bruce Arians is a little too loose with his words and with his comments?
That's Bruce Arians. That's Bruce. He's always been that way. We saw that in the offseason where we didn't know what was going to happen with Jameis Winston. Remember, Jameis Winston was looking for like $30 million to come back, and we were doing a little dance with him. We didn't know that Tom Brady was going to want to choose Tampa Bay. So there were a lot of things said in the offseason from Bruce Arians that make you go, that's Bruce Arians, though. He's going to say what he thinks and what he believes. Bruce Arians believes in this Buccaneer team. I thought it was wrong. I don't know what he's saying. Hey, if you can do anything you want, that's your identity. Why haven't we seen that every week? But hey, Bruce Arians, he's a spirited man, and he will tell you what's on his mind.
Absolutely. What's up with Pat Donovan? When are we going to get Pat Donovan on? Is he?
Never. I've called Monopoly on this show.
There we go. That's good. You can call Monopoly. But no, I appreciate you coming on, taking the time, working through the glitches. One of these days, I got to come into your guys' studio. Are you guys in the studio now? Or are you guys still working remote? Or what's that all about with everything going on?
We just got back to the studio last month. So now we're just waiting through COVID to hopefully get some guests back in studio too. We love having everyone come hang out.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, 2021 is definitely going to be a better year. Well, Aaron, thanks again for your time, sir. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. And I'm sorry about my technology issues. I'm terrible.
It's all good, Aaron. No worries. We roll with the punches, like Bruce Lee, like water. Thanks again.
Hey, thank you, guys.